Hollywood is done, and it's not like we haven't seen the signs. Doomsday 101, but for Hollywood, and the ending might be sooner than you expect. Let's check out this video by Bloomberg Originals called Why Hollywood is Facing a Very Unhappy Ending.
Hollywood is very much a factory town, and the widget that we make is entertainment.
Across the board, everyone is creative, from the directors to the writers to craft service. Everyone has a talent.
Some people come out here sort of on accident and find a place inside of the circus, and I think that some people are kind of called.
Pilot season, upfronts, awards campaigns. Hollywood moves in cycles. But now, the cycles have slowed a lot. It's a reset, and
slowed a lot, and it's a reset for what? Like, if you are trying to tell me that you are gonna be innovative and come up with something new in order to magnify what Hollywood is all over again, I don't think that is about to happen. And there is multiple reasons that we're gonna be mentioning. Maybe they will even mention it.
no one knows where the new baseline is.
I know.
If you spoke to the average worker in Hollywood, you'd hear existential dread. You've seen a pretty dramatic reduction in output, a lot of layoffs.
It has never been harder to get a job in Hollywood. Interesting. Even though we have been seeing over and over and over again the same actors and actresses. Have you noticed that? It's like, where is the talent? Where are the people? Why are we recycling the same people over and over again?
Fewer jobs. So it's just been a dark period.
Los Angeles has visibly turned into what I would call a ghost town.
Employment in California.
This is because it is so expensive to make movies in Hollywood. They would rather travel around the world and make movies where it is cheaper and then come back to Hollywood.
California's motion picture industries peaked in 2016, but was decimated by the pandemic. And despite a surge in streaming, the actors and writers' strikes meant a massive loss of jobs that show no sign of coming back. Big tech disruption, mega mergers, and the looming threat of AI has left Hollywood in shambles.
Oh, yeah. I was about to mention AI later on, but they already have mentioned it. It is the end. And like having the CGI and the 3D and all of these things that don't require you to have big stages and to actually build a stage within is also a factor. Because that means you can do that job anywhere else that is cheaper.
You can't help these people. Are you insane?
I never thought this crap would happen in my lifetime. We're just in this inflection point right now where everything's converging. Not great economics, bad business models, audiences that are fragmented.
Have they forgotten what a star looks like?
And I'm not really sad about it, to be honest. Act 1, Hollywood.
I was just at a meeting on one of the lots, and to not be dodging around forklifts, it's astounding the lack of production that's going on right now in Los Angeles.
So here we are, we're inside of an empty soundstage, actually one of the larger ones. As you can see, production has left California.
The numbers tell the story. Have a look at total LA shoot days for 2024. Now look at 2025, it's down over 16%. Compare this to 2016, when shoot days were at their recent peak.
Whoa.
Some of it has gone to other states, but the majority of it has gone outside of the US to places like the UK, London, places like Australia, New Zealand, and other countries with more aggressive
Like,
action.
it literally depends what the movie requires, and they find the best place and they do their business there because it is so much cheaper, as I said.
Incentives.
Like, for example, if you take Dune, I don't think it was at all recorded in America. I know that it was recorded in Wadi Rum. Percentage of it was recorded in Wadi Rum in Jordan. So, duh. And the movie does require it. It requires such scenes and such plays. So, that was an easy solution.
Saks foreclosed on Radford Studios, a very famous film studio in Los Angeles, because it just wasn't making the payments on its debt.
This is the story across the industry. and ultimately, the buck stops at the box office.
The movie business is really in a long-term stagnation, at least in terms of cinemas. People aren't going out as much to the movies.
The average American now goes to fewer than 4 movies a year. Just
The reason is also because tickets have become so expensive. Like, actually, even buying some snacks and going to watch a movie feels like a luxurious thing to do at this point. It's not so cheap as it used to be. And then it is so much cheaper to sit at home and do your own, make your own snacks, buy your own snacks, watch a movie from your own really awesome, comfortable sofa, and also have a surround system. You almost have the same quality, but so much cheaper, almost free, you know? But you have also all of these websites and a bigger problem, piracy, where you actually can watch movies for free.
a decade ago, I think that was closer to 5.
Ticket sales were doing pretty good until, once again, COVID. And they
I
never
think COVID
fully
doomed
recovered,
Hollywood,
remaining
yeah.
nearly $3.5 billion lower than 2018. Sure, people don't leave the house anymore, but there's binge watching. That's got to be a bonanza, right?
This was an industry that had a decade-long boom fueled by the arrival of streaming and the growth of new streaming services, Netflix, Hulu,
To
and
be
Amazon.
honest, it's not like I am in favor of Netflix and streaming and binge watching and the binge watching culture, because I feel like we have a lot of options, but I feel like we are doom scrolling and we cannot really find something that is really good. I feel like everything is just done really quickly, not good acting, not good storytelling. The storytelling is even the worst part out of it all, by the way. Like, the script is almost non-existing. The script is something that makes you want to watch 2 shows at the same time while playing a video game. Like, that's how it feels nowadays. There is nothing out there that makes me like sit down for 2-3 hours and watch without stopping, like watch with all the details. All right, actually, One Piece live action adaptation is really good, but these type of shows are so far in between that it makes all the in between just boring.
Followed by Disney and Paramount Plus and HBO Max.
The idea then was like, let's spend as much money as possible on movies and TV shows so we can get as many customers and win this streaming battle.
It got bloody.
That came to a crashing halt in 2022.
Everyone was losing billions of dollars.
Media groups shed $500 billion in value as shares head for historic drop. I don't have a smile on my face, you do.
And then in 2023, you saw the strikes by actors and writers.
Yeah, you don't pay
And
your
that was
writers,
really a
you
turning
get an
point
AI
because
script.
The studios figured out they could get by with
You
a whole lot
deserve.
less. So they cut staff, they cut their spending on movies and TV shows.
You're in bad shape.
Which is so funny because you keep hearing movies need like 200, 300 million to be made. And you're like, on what? Why are movies so expensive nowadays?
Yes, Hollywood
What a nice place.
is very fancy celebrities. There's a lot of very wealthy people who are very fabulous, but the people that I know, they are writers, they are producers, they're directors, they're grips and electricians, and they are trying to pay rent and they're trying to keep food on the table.
And that's why I'm not even sad at all. I mean, I'm sad for the people who are going to be losing their jobs, but I'm sure they're going to find it somewhere else where they are more appreciated and paid better. Because at the end of the day, you can count on your fingers the actors in a movie or the directors, the producers. But by the way, none of them could have made that movie without all of the credits that are running for 5 minutes with hundreds of thousands of names that are not appreciated at all.
Actually brought my own slate, so
Oh,
there.
Sound engineer.
okay.
In the last 25 years, I've done production sound for everything from broadcast news to feature films. Check, check, check.
And the Oscar goes to Whiplash and Thomas Cohen.
Thanks, Mike and Dave.
I won the BAFTA and the Oscar for Best Sound Mixing for Whiplash.
Thank you.
Compared to the heyday, things have gotten pretty bad. In 2025, I had 10 union days of work. You could say that I'm a canary in a coal
days?
mine because when sound people aren't working, it means that nobody's working.
Yeah, I mean, every movie needs a sound, unless we're going back to Charlie Chaplin. Actually, he had a sound, he wasn't talking.
I'm a writer for television and movies. It's been very, very, very difficult. The industry you worked in changed fundamentally overnight. I've had to take a demotion and go back to working as an assistant, the level that I was at before I became a staff writer.
I went from being at the top of my career, and then all of a sudden the rug was pulled right out from underneath, not just me, but everyone I know. And it's heartbreaking. I've had to take a lot of step backs. I work part-time at World Market. You know, I got a seasonal job there during Christmas, and thank God they decided to keep me.
A lot of people are digging into their retirement savings. You have to live.
I'm sad for the people behind that
Amidst
stage.
this ominous lack of work, major studios have been trending towards mega mergers for their survival, which, needless to say, isn't helping.
There's been one big deal after another. The companies that have done the big deals have generally suffered from a profitability perspective.
Paramount beats Netflix in months-long fight for Warner Bros. Let's see how that is gonna turn out and how much we would have to pay for the streaming.
But also just from a stock price perspective. And people are really worried about too much consolidation.
Well, in my point of view, I lose a buyer. You look at Netflix, you look at Warner Brothers, you look at Paramount, you look at Fox, they're all buyers. While Warner Brothers can still run as Warner Brothers always ran, I'm losing places that I can take content to. And then, of course, you have job loss as well. Then you have studios restructuring. It's a never-changing cycle.
What's eating you?
There's little doubt that the culprit behind all this change is tech.
We're going forward. I am so sorry to tell you, but also not really sorry to tell you, but you have to get on with the times. Streaming is not going anywhere. It's evolving. It actually is going forward. Even Netflix, Paramount, whatever, they will have to innovate in order to keep existing. People started to think about their money and where it is heading. They don't just splash and send their money to any streaming sites. Now they have competition. They are going to choose the right one and whatever the demand is for.
You have a camera in your pocket with a phone. All this editing software is cheaper than it used to be. And AI should only accelerate this because it's just going to be much easier for people to make stuff.
Yep.
There's more content being produced and released than ever before. We're all exhausted by it. And that puts a tremendous amount of power in the handful of platforms that have audiences.
This is a profound period of change in an industry. It's not unlike maybe what newspapers have been through, radio.
Tech comes in and they break these existing models that have worked for, decades. Happened with Airbnb, it's happened with Uber. Money is flowing upward to a very concentrated point at the top. Everybody in the ecosystem, from the end user to the provider, ends up suffering. And that's what happened in Hollywood.
You're under the age of 18 years old, the majority of what you watch is on TikTok and YouTube.
That is so true. Hi! Hi guys! If you're watching this, make sure to like this video. That is so true, but also it's free. It is free content that we can watch, and sometimes there is quality of these things that we are watching that is even better than some Hollywood movies. So in my opinion, in order for Hollywood to actually succeed, either innovate beyond and use the generative AI or whatever it is there for you, or go back to the bases. And what I mean by that is build something from scratch, something that is dedication, something that requires a lot of time, something that is artistic, something that I cannot watch over and over again somewhere else. Something specific, unique, different, classic, really good, and something that none other can actually provide. It's not easy. I know I'm asking a lot, but that means instead of producing 50,000 movies a year, produce a couple movies a year that are amazing, that everybody would want to watch.
YouTube owns over 13% of connected TV audience, which has grown year over year significantly.
Let's have a closer look at the data. Here's Nielsen's numbers for how much TV time YouTube has been grabbing from the streamers between 2022 and 2025.
Movies are
YouTube
no
is
longer
the best.
the
It's
center
even better than
of
Netflix.
Western culture the way that they once were. I think that that's pretty evident and apparent in a lot of consumer behavior.
The days of the A-list star system that carried the box office isn't tracking anymore.
There's no longer like the gatekeepers of Hollywood. That's the beauty of the technology that we're in right now, is like it kind of opened the aperture to allow anyone to create. Because some of those storytellers are so good, they're getting a lot of attention on YouTube.
The good thing is you can publish anything you want. The bad thing is you're not being compensated for it. It is a massive.
I'm sorry. Yes and no. This should not discourage anyone out there to open a YouTube channel and try something out, because you guys, it is possible that you're not going to succeed. But if you do, you are getting compensated for it. And sometimes if you look at big creators, you become a millionaire out of it. Doing what you love, sharing what you are good at, like, come on, man. You have bigger opportunities online on sites like YouTube than in this Hollywood industry, where literally you have to go on strike unless you're an actor or an actress or a director or a producer.
Grind in order to monetize that. For every Mr. Beast that's out there really crushing it, there's a million other creators that are never being seen.
It's very lean in terms of how all these creators
it's hard, but
actually
not
getting stuff
impossible.
done. He said,
it's like they are telling us, you don't have the availability of bigger promotions and succeeding tremendously, but at least you have a safe work. So they keep you in this like mediocre type of mindset, like at least be grateful for what you have and let us use you. You know, instead of like going out there and trying new things. If you don't succeed doing one thing on one platform, try it on a different platform. There are new apps coming every single day. Be one of the first to try them out. Like, seek opportunities, because one day you can actually go majorly and you can become the next Mr. Beast.
Stop playing hero. Nurse, she's not even on staff here.
One camera operator, one editor, maybe a production manager. There's no like sound person, there's no crew. And I think it's been a hard transition.
And let's not mention the generative AI movies
dodo.
on the apps as well.
AI's ever-evolving image creation
is
poised to
crazy.
remove the need for sets, cameras, crews, even writers and actors.
There is no...
Yeah, that is insane. There are these, especially like rom-com type of small drama series on that are AI. I get those ads all the time. And like you're watching this story, it looks really good. Like they are acting. It looks like something that Netflix would produce, to be honest. And then you can watch the first episode for free. And then with every episode, you have to pay a small amount of money, but it does add up at the end of the day. And they have websites dedicated to these AI series. And not only that, AI scripted series or series that are written by actual writers for really cheap amount of money, if maybe for free even. And then you have really amateur actors who are acting in those ads and these type of small stories where you have to like just pay a really small amount to unlock the next episode. And people are spending so much money on those. I don't know why they're doing that. It's like really shit TV, but some people are spending money on those.
Way but force.
I know a few managers that are driving Uber.
I've been struggling with a plan, to be honest.
Do I feel like this is the end of my career as an editor? I don't know.
No, you just need to innovate. Stop
There is
expecting
some light
anything
at
from
the end
Hollywood.
of the tunnel, and that is content remains king. Even though big franchises still dominate worldwide revenue, smaller budget films are hitting a sweet spot and finding big audiences.
The heart of the business will always be storytelling. So it's a struggle for the people who depend on these big budget movies, but really an opportunity for people who are creative and get creative about the tools they use.
I believe that independent film is the beating heart of Hollywood. People are
Like
creating
indie
and they're
games,
making things. And there's
same
movement.
routine.
I am getting more business inquiries than I can keep up with right now. And to me, that indicates that people have a fire inside of them. They're not willing to let the business die.
The shift isn't theoretical.
Oh, the business is not gonna die. The business is gonna get innovative. As you say, independent and also indie. Like this is what is gonna be working. Less more quality but less quantity, and less money spent in producing those things, which means you are able to try new things. People who are under the pressure of money generation, like to generate as much money as possible within a movie because they have a budget and they spend so much creating it, they are not gonna innovate. They are gonna not try new things. They are too scared to do it. There's a lot of money on the line, and that's why Hollywood becomes repetitive. We have a lot of things that are just a remake, a sequel, a pre-make, whatever. You know, like we are so done with that. We are so bored of that. We want something new, something different. And I don't think we are getting that from Hollywood.
Companies like A24, valued at $3.5 billion, have demonstrated that disciplined budgets and bold storytelling can outperform the old studio playbook, turning indie films into box office wins and cultural touchstones. But studios are still doubling down on brand safety. In 2024, top 10 highest grossing films
literally
were all
what I just
franchises.
said.
2025 saw even more expansion into pre-existing IP. If indies are going to make a dent, it's going to be because audiences demand it.
We need to make less Marvel movies. We need to make more great movies, great stories.
It's going to be smaller.
Yeah.
I think it's going to remain a scrappy industry where people who are really passionate about it are going to continue to create opportunities for themselves.
People are still reading. People are still optioning. People are still taking in content.
Duh.
As long as we keep doing our job and are given the opportunities to create at a high level, I do think that it will still hold an important place in culture in the long run.
High level, not high quantity. That is the answer. Maybe not for streaming websites. I feel like with streaming websites, Netflix has like this really awesome idea of the binge watching culture, and that's why they are providing us with a lot of trashy stuff out there. And then from time to time, they give us something really good, so they keep us engaged. The same with Disney and Disney Plus. Like all of these streaming sites, that's how they are doing it. They produce a lot of things, so it feels like there is something that you are paying for, but at the end of the day, it's like not worth your time and not worth your money. It is so bad. But yeah, sometimes they have really cool things, like the One Piece lately that I have been reacting to on my Hop and React channel. So yeah, that is it. That's what I think. Let me know if I missed anything when it comes to Hollywood, and if it is ending or not, what they need to do, what they should get rid of, and stuff like that. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would appreciate you sharing your thoughts with me. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and see you next time, guys. Bye.